So in this video I'll be doing a comparison between the CFMOTO 300SR and the Suzuki Gixxer SF250. The purpose of this video is to do a comparison between these two motorcycles to help you make an informed decision before choosing which one you want to purchase. On the surface, it looks like there's very little that separates these two motorcycles, but as we dig deeper into the specs and features, you would see there are some significant differences, and that's what we'll be checking out now. So let's start with the engine and transmission. So what's the same on these two motorcycles is that they're both single-cylinder motorcycles with 6-speed manual transmissions. Looking at the differences, the 300SR is a 292.4cc motorcycle, while the Suzuki Gixxer is a 249cc. In terms of power, the CFMOTO has more at 29 horsepower versus 26.5 for the Suzuki Gixxer. This is not surprising considering the CFMOTO has a slightly bigger displacement engine. In terms of the torque, you can also see the 300SR having a slight advantage compared to the Suzuki Gixxer. Other differences include the clutch and the ignition. The CFMOTO comes with a slipper clutch and ECU, while the Suzuki Gixxer comes with a wet multi-plate type clutch and a self-start only ignition. So in this era, you would definitely say that the SR300 has an advantage. In terms of cooling, this is where it becomes interesting. The 300SR comes with a liquid-cooled engine. Generally, we would say that liquid cooling is better than oil cooling. Suzuki is known for their oil cooling system, where the claim is that the engine will provide high output, compactness, and low fuel consumption, as well as being durable and easy to maintain. It also has an advantage that it cuts weight, so the overall weight of a motorcycle is less. It will be interesting to see how this holds up in heavy Manila traffic. But with Suzuki's track record and heritage within motorcycles, it would surprise me a lot if this wasn't an efficient and durable solution. So what do you guys think between these two cooling systems? Which one do you prefer? So next up are the safety features. Both motorcycles come with dual channel ABS and single disc brakes in the front and the rear. So they basically cover the most important aspect of safety in my opinion. And moving on to chassis and suspension. This is where I was a bit surprised. So the CFMOTO comes with inverted or upside down forks, actually with hydraulic damping type. However, the Gixxer SF250 comes with telescopic forks. This is an area where I'm a bit disappointed in the Gixxer SF250. I think in a sports bike class, you should be able to expect upside down forks. Having said that, I have not had the pleasure of riding the SF250, so who knows? Maybe the suspension feels great, but in terms of how it looks on paper, it feels a bit underwhelming. Alright, moving on to the dimensions and capacity of these two motorcycles. In terms of length and width, both motorcycles are close to being identical. When it comes to weight, the Gixxer SF250 comes in 4 kilos lighter compared to the CFMOTO 300SR. In terms of differences, the CFMOTO 300SR is at 1080mm, while the Gixxer SF250 is only at 1035mm. In terms of seat height, the CFMOTO 300SR is at 780mm and a bit more friendly to our vertically challenged riders compared to the Gixxer SF250, which comes in at 800mm. In terms of ground clearance, there's also a pretty significant difference. The CFMOTO 300SR is really low at 135mm, while the Suzuki Gixxer is at 165mm. Riding in the poor roads in the Philippines, I would say the Gixxer SF250 has an advantage in this case. It is at a more practical ground clearance compared to the 300SR, in my opinion. Then again, it depends on what you're going to use this motorcycle for. If you're using it as a daily commuter or a track bike, that would make a difference on what you would prefer. Alright, moving on to tires and brakes. Both these motorcycles comes with alloy wheels with tubeless tires. both with front and rear disc brakes. Alright, so let's look at the price of these two motorcycles. The CFMOTO 300SR comes in a bit lower at 165,000 pesos, which does not include registration. The Suzuki Gixxer SF250, on the other hand, comes in a bit higher at 175,000 pesos. However, this includes 3 years registration. So that's the basic summary of specs and features of these two motorcycles. So what do you guys think? Personally, I feel that the CFMOTO 300SR has an advantage on paper. However, this doesn't mean that in real life that is actually a better motorcycle. I can't answer if it's better or not, as I have yet had the pleasure to ride the Gixxer SF250, but I do own a 300SR. One can also not ignore the heritage and reputation of Suzuki within the motorcycle industry. That alone makes this a very tempting option. CFMOTO has had a good start in the Philippines in terms of first impression on the quality and reliability of their units. However, this cannot yet compare to the reputation and proven long-term reliability of Suzuki motorcycles. But let's see. Only time will tell if CFMOTO can compete with Suzuki in this specific area. So what do you guys think? I would love to hear your comments, so please leave them below in the comment section. And please don't also forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel.